right, the time has come to talk about tremolo picking. Tremolo picking is essentially alternate picking, but really, really fast, or at least faster than usual. So we're gonna talk about little things that you can do to make this entire operation not necessarily easier on you. I mean, it is easier on you, but it's one of those things where if it's something you don't normally do and you're just now getting into it. Obviously, like with anything else, you wanna start it slow and gradually build up speed. But these are, what we're gonna go over today is essentially very important, helpful tips that are going to carry you along as you get better and better at this technique. So first things first, let's talk about the grip on your pick, right? This is actually extremely important. When I first learned about this, what I'm about to share with you, it completely changed the way I played when it comes to playing fast, and I swear by it ever since. So you wanna go by a certain rule, which is the faster you pick, the looser your grip. So you wanna think of it like that. There's like an inverse relationship between how fast you wanna pick and how loose you want, as far as your grip. So having a spectrum of control over how hard or how soft you're pinching the pick actually does come into play here. So let's take, for example, if we were to just mute our guitar, right? Mute the strings and just focus on, let's say, the B string right now, right? So we want to attack the string from an angle, right? We're not doing it like this where we're just kind of right on top of it. It ends up being a little awkward when you're trying to play fast like that. So when you're doing it at an angle, the tip of the pick, it's a little bit easier to kind of slice through back and forth, right? So we're attacking it from an angle, right? And so if we're just gonna be alternate picking, right? If we're starting just by picking down, up, down, up, right? Take note over how much you're gripping the pick. Now, even with alternate picking, you wanna make sure that the grip you have on the pick is not too hard, right? Because if you exert yourself too much, it actually creates more, it's like energy just kind of gets in the way, and you're more likely to dig in a little too hard, and that's actually gonna take all the finesse out of it. And when you're trying to play fast, it's all about finesse, right? So we're going to gradually increase speed, and as we're increasing speed, make a conscious effort to just slowly, gradually loosen the pick, or the grip of your pick, right? Another thing that does is it helps relax you, because this may seem like it's the complete opposite of what you're supposed to do. But when you're playing faster, you want to really make a point to relax yourself. Now, this took me years to wrap my head around, and I'm still it's still a work in progress. It always is. Guitar is a journey, right? So what really helped me was just I would just stop myself anytime I would feel that automatic tendency to just tense up, right? Like I'm supposed to be Zakk Wylde or something, right? Because that was my initial approach to tremolo picking, was the Zakk Wylde approach. But the problem is I'm not jacked, and I don't have the amount of energy and stamina and strength that he has to be able to pick the way he does. And I mean, he picks really hard, and he also, I'm pretty sure, uses thicker strings. So if you're just using 10s or lighter, it comes back down to that finesse. But if you're picking lightly, you can even kind of hear how it's just barely scratching the string with the tip of the pick. And that's what you want. You want to have as little material of the actual pick interacting with the string, which makes sense if you think about it, right? If we're moving this fast, we have to make sure that nothing will just get in the way, right? So the more pick material is in the way of the string, it will just get in the way of your overall playing. So remember, you want to start with your normal alternate picking speed, right? Let's say it's like this. And then just, while you're doing that, loosen the grip of your pick a little bit. Make a conscious effort, like Jedi mind will yourself to do it. Then start to gradually increase speed. And another thing that's happening here, you might be noticing that as far as my wrist movement is getting, the movement is less and less with every downstroke and upstroke, right? It's not like I'm doing this. I'm not doing that. I've never really been able to do the floating Eddie Van Halen thing where he's swiveling his wrist just perfectly. I mean, that's why he was Eddie Van Halen, R.I.P. you know, his technique and his skills very, very hard to replicate, but there's a lot of inspiration you can pull from it. And I think part of how he did what he did was because he was very relaxed in his wrists. Now, so for me, I have to keep some kind of anchoring to the guitar. So I'm not gonna be straight up like leaving my palm on the bridge, right? Like if I'm doing mostly muting stuff, because in this case, we got our fretting hand doing the muting for this little exercise. So I wanna have my wrist floating a bit, but I like to have like these fingers right here, just like kind of resting on the pick guard or just something just to gently anchor myself to the guitar. I'm not like grabbing anything, right? Just keeping it right there, just so I have some kind of center of gravity, right? So that my hand can be in a position where I don't have to think about where it is or what it's doing other than just this, right? And so we bring that back, slowly increase speed gradually. And as you're increasing speed, you have to make a point to like, because even now, as I'm doing this and I'm talking to you right now, like my arm wants to tense up. It's just a habit that I've built over years. It's just terrible as far as technique goes. And the problem with tensing up is you're gonna lose a lot of stamina. You're not gonna be able to do this for longer than a few seconds, right? Which, you know, if you're doing it in short bursts, that's fine, but you wanna be able to have this like massive reserve of energy, you know, with really any kind of technique, but it's especially important with this one. So as you're gradually increasing that speed, just loosen the grip of your pick slowly and minimize the amount of motion, right? So you're not like, it's not like you're doing some kind of acoustic-y kind of strumming, like that level of movement with your wrist. You wanna bring it down to as little movement as possible, right? Because it makes sense, right? The distance between, you know, your upstrokes and your downstrokes will determine how fast you can go. So once you get that down, those fundamentals, right? Then you want to just explore all the strings, because I've talked about this before, when you're dealing with the unwound strings versus the wound strings, they're gonna feel a little bit different. So if you get really good at tremolo picking on the B string, let's say, and then it's time to move to the A string, it's a little different because it's a much thicker string than the B string. So you want to give some equal attention to all of these strings. So for this particular exercise, start on one string, like the B string, because it's just an easy starting point. And then from there, just gradually, you know, graduate to the other strings. So once you're done with the B string, you already know automatically high E is going to be pretty easy. Right? And then you can move your way down. But you're gonna notice as you're getting into the thicker strings that you're gonna have to widen your range of motion just a little bit to accommodate that thicker string. So this may seem like these are really boring details, but they're very, very important because you have to put yourself through that in the beginning of just thinking of all that stuff and then get so used to it so that you're no longer thinking about it, right? You want to get to the point where you're not thinking about it anymore. You're not thinking about the grip of your pick. You're not thinking about which string you're doing. You know, it's just naturally coming to you, right? So you want to get all of that out of the way, all of that really like focused attention to detail so that you can, you know, focus on like mastering that technique in the beginning. And then when you actually apply it to something that's musical and fulfilling, you take all the thought out of it. And the last thing is when you're doing tremolo picking and you're like intentionally traveling through the strings, it always helps to have an even number of pick strokes, right? So if you want to do, let's say 8 per string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, so that way when you're alternating, you know, you're going to make sure that whatever stroke you end on with one string, you'll be able to begin the proper stroke on the next string. So just keep that in mind, and it's important to do that when you want to be able to just flow between all 6 strings. And as a final friendly reminder, you want to pace yourself when it comes to this speed building exercises and techniques and stuff, because it's easy to get excited and overly ambitious, right? But it's got to be a gradual process. You know, it's one of those things where, I mean, our bodies are habitual learning machines, and repetition is the way that we do that, right? So we want to start with just like whatever alternate picking speed we're comfortable with, that we can comfortably employ the technique of giving ourselves time to think about the grip on our pick and all that stuff, and then just slowly increase speed. So that way you can actually notice a difference, you know, as you span across like multiple stretches of time, like, or let's say like from week to week as opposed to day to day. That being said, documenting your progress is extremely helpful with an exercise like this. You can start by like day 1, filming yourself, just like playing on the B string, you know, as fast as you can do it comfortably with a loose grip on the pick. right? And then practice this every day. Doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes or 15 minutes, as long as it's consistent practice, then you make your way to the next week and then film yourself again. And then over the course of, let's say, 4 to 6 weeks, you do that. On that final video, when you watch that, compare it to your day 1 video, and I guarantee you, you will see a difference.